Hi everyone, Will Schofield here, back for another round of Ask Simmo, courtesy of ECU, where you, the fans, get to play the journalist role and hit the senior coach with some pressing questions. But I'm going to take it over first. Simmo, you've got your work boots on. I can't give us a look. Can we see them on the camera? We can. You're not on the tools when you're not head coach, are you?
I do like getting on the tools, mate.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
They're steel cap boots.
Yeah.
What?
You never know.
No.
You never know. You never know what might drop.
Okay, very good.
No, we I take the dogs for a walk in the bush every now and then, so the boots I've come straight from there.
Good, I like them. This feels like it's some sort of Milan Fashion Week between
Do you think?
and I. We talk about what we're wearing.
I thought you were a black curtain there for a
Okay,
second.
perfect. That's good. Good start. Let's get to the footy. Obviously, disappointing loss, but last couple of weeks has been real momentum swings in the game.
Yeah.
And I heard you speak about the 6-6-6 rule, and you can't just put someone behind the ball like we used to back in the day. How difficult is that as a coach to change momentum from the box?
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard when it's contest driven. So it's different if it's one particular player, but when it's stoppages from, say, centre bounces, that's really difficult. You can change personnel. You used to be able to do the extras off the back of the square, and the AFL changed that rule for obvious reasons. But now the momentum swings, that's part of it. Because not only that, when the first 20 seconds after a centre bounce, the ground's is as big as it's going to get. So that's a challenge, but that's a challenge for when we have dominance as well. It's just that the teams the last few weeks have got a pretty good personnel in the midfield.
Yes.
And we struggled in the second quarter to stem the bleeding a little bit, and the clearances as well around the ground. So that was definitely an issue on the weekend, as we all saw.
Talking about personnel, a couple of guys I really like the look of to be positive to start with, Oscar Allen, Jake Waterman. I mean, must be really happy with both their seasons. Jake didn't play round one, but what he's done since he's come back into the side, and then Oscar off the back of 12 months of no footy.
Yeah, and look, when we get supply, so even on the weekend, I think we had 48 inside 50s, which for a game like that probably wouldn't be our numbers. So to give opportunities to those forwards is the first thing, and then for them to take it, it's been really pleasing for Jake. In particular, JK exiting the club and that forward line, I think he's really stood up. Probably not the JK status just yet, Scully, but he's providing us options. He's finishing off his work, and he's working well with Darling and Allen.
Jack Redden, I saw his face in the rooms. Was he in the rooms over in Adelaide?
I didn't see him. No, I haven't seen him since he rang me. He said he's retiring.
I don't know if that's true or not.
It's true.
Well, he was there. I saw him.
Yeah, I didn't see him. No, okay. But no, well, he would have been nice.
Yeah, okay, very good.
The past players are important, mate, you know that.
Yeah. The young group of, midfielders and forwards, and these guys that have come into the side the last few weeks, are you happy with the opportunities and the things that they potentially can be learning?
I think everyone who's come in this year, whether it's through form or circumstances, is fit. And last year that wasn't the case. It was like we just need some bodies. So I'm happy with the fact they've got opportunities and they're fit and healthy. The next issue for us is going to be there's no selection pressure, and that's probably the one that's always a good pressure to have, I think, as a player coming through. You've earned your spot. I've got to hold my spot, and we're just, unfortunately, we're tipping with the injuries. We've probably got 15 to 18 injuries at the moment, which doesn't leave many outside of 26 for our side. So that's not ideal. But the opportunities they get and the moments in games we're getting this year where, we're winning a half on the weekend, we could have lost that by 120 points at half time. So the resilience of the group, the enthusiasm of youth, like the away trips, to get some old guys complaining about the itinerary or where the captain's run is or the food.
I hope you're not talking about me.
I'm talking directly to you.
What do you mean?
But those type of things were not there on the weekend, and just a little thing like that, just the immaturity of the group I really enjoyed. So that's the future, that's down the track, but right now it's a challenge. Yeah, it's a challenge.
So right now, the Waffle side loses by a big margin on the weekend.
Yeah.
Is there light at the end of the tunnel for that, or is it going to be some hard yards for those guys playing at that level, given the injury status of the senior group?
It's going to be some hard yards. Yeah, I think we had 5 listed players play on the weekend, and they're all 21 and under. I think 4 of them were in their first year. So they're 18, 19, and then Elijah Hewitt did his ankle on the first centre bounce.
Yep.
And then we lost another Waffle Eagle within 3 minutes. So I think we had 20 left to play. And on top of that, we've probably copped 3 or 4 injuries from the weekend. So that's going to be a challenge going forward. And our Waffle Eagles boys, they're amateurs. They're doing everything they can to play with the right spirit, connection, all that sort of stuff. But it's pretty tough ask for those guys.
I know you keep laughing, but my offer is still on the table. If you do need me at full back or full forward, I'm happy to play. I actually would like to be at full forward.
Because we may need a tall this week, so you want to think hard about that.
Mate, I've told you, I will do it if required.
And it's white shorts this week.
That's fine.
Okay.
I don't know how many kilos I've put on, but it's certainly not pretty. Now, let's get to the fans' questions. Rob Smith's written in, what were you and Oscar Allen talking about when he came to the bench after kicking a goal? Not sure what quarter that was. Do you remember?
No, I think he'd just come off. I said, what are you doing coming off? You just kicked the goal. That's what I said to him.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you actually?
Yes, I said that. And then we started talking about...
As a joke? Because the reason I ask, because I work with a lot of people in the media at the moment, and a few of the older statesmen have why do they always come off when they kick the goal? And I know people watching this will be thinking the same thing. No, why did he come off?
If he kicked a couple of goals and you just put that up, I'm all good with that.
Good.
So our strength and conditioning coach might be a bit different, but So we'll try. I went down to the bench at half time just to try and keep things a little bit lighter than perhaps they normally are when you're in those situations. So when he come off, I go and congratulate. He had a really good third and fourth quarter. So I think we were talking about the ball movement, the way the ball was coming in. But I initially said, what are you doing?
That's good.
Back out there.
It's good to hear. I think people will be surprised with that. Matt Stenson, how much is the club investing in its development program, given where the list is at? Excuse me. Given where the list is at and the likelihood of bringing in more draftees, is this an area of focus? Yeah,
well, 12 months ago we had, an in-depth look at what we're doing with our staffing and the next phase, and we're setting ourselves up for the future. So it might not look like that right now on field, but we're invested full-on turbo in development. So whether that's psychology, whether it's development programs, whether it's first-year programs, mentoring, all those type of things, we've set that up for the next 3 to 5 years.
All right, very good. Miro Brunjak says, will Harry Barnett get a game anytime soon?
Might not have a choice. It's going. So he's an 18, 19-year-old ruck that is pretty raw, but he's got a pretty big frame on him. It's not like he's a skinny guy, but he's got a bit to learn, but we might have to lean on him the next couple of weeks.
Okay, very good. Shane writes in and says, is there one rule in the game you'd like to see changed?
Not off the top of my head, mate. No.
666, so you can put someone behind the
ball. you get one chance to do what you want with the positioning before a bounce. Yeah.
What about the way the sort of game's been, flowing? Like I remember Sam Mitchell always talking about the holding the ball rule and throwing the ball up and balling the ball up. Like, is there congestion happening, or do you see the game really, more congested, less congested?
It's probably more one-on-one.
Yep.
I'd say the game at the moment. So teams now are fit enough to get back and help re-equalise your forward line. So you just find everyone's running at the same pace, and it's very, very connected. So that's probably where the game is at the moment. That might change in 6 weeks' time, but at the moment there's a lot of accountable type of football. You know
the saying that's like, defence wins premierships, that sort of stuff. Well, I'll bang on about that a little bit. Do you think the game's getting more towards like attack doing that? And I know it always has, but there've been sides over the years that have got this strong defence, but now it looks like the best sides in the comp have they attacking prowess over everyone? Probably the halfbacks is the biggest change since your time, mate, is the halfbacks, the Lewis Jetta. There's 2 of them in every side, so they're very offensive, and that's why if you send an extra up the other end to support your defence, you're giving them a rebounding defender, so it's a challenge to try and cater for that. So quite often teams just hold their forwards, because if you let a back go, you only got to look at Dacos at the moment. So that's probably where the game's at, but that could change. Changes pretty quick. About every 6 weeks, I reckon, something new pops in. Good. Okay. Thanks for your time, Simmo, and good luck on your return trip to Adelaide this week to take on the Power. Did anyone ask a question? It was one question, wasn't it? Thanks. You've asked 15 questions. Thanks everyone for joining us, and another episode of Ask Simmo, courtesy of ECU. Simmo's got some building to do with those steel caps on.